Whenever I do these videos, I feel like I should intro with the Truman Show greeting, but instead be like, okay, don't know when you're going to watch this, but good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Because I don't know when actually you guys are watching this, but whatever time period you're watching it at, good, whatever. I hope that you've had a good day or will have a good day today. Just yesterday, I attended the funeral of a senior girl who had passed away. And there was a lot of talk. Obviously, I'm watching the family, I'm watching the friends and things as they mourn the loss of their loved one, someone that was close to them, and listening to some of the speeches and things like that. And one of the verses that kind of has helped me as I've grieved at certain times in life, but it's also challenged me, and we're going to get that in just a second, is Psalm 61 and verse 2. It says, "From the end of the earth I will cry to you. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I." I remember being a kid, and I would go to Great Falls or Cunningham Falls in Maryland, and you could climb up the side of the waterfall. There were all these rocks that you could kind of climb up, and I enjoyed climbing trees when I was a kid and things. So that was always something I enjoyed doing. Well, we would go with my parents. Obviously, they wouldn't just send an 8-year-old out by himself, but we would go. And as I was climbing those, there were times when the rock was just too big for me to climb. It was just above where my hand would get, and I would try, but there were times that I would look back at my dad, my father, and say, "Dad, would you help me? Can you give me a boost or whatever? Can you help me get up there?" There were times my dad put me on his shoulders or on his back or whatever to help me get there. But the point of the matter being, with this verse in mind, there are times when my heart is overwhelmed. I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. But there is a rock that is higher than I am. In context with what I'm talking about, as far as this Cunningham Falls or Great Falls rock, there are times, yes, God is higher than we are, and He is our rock, and He's our fortress, He's our refuge, He's our strength. But it is the times when we are overwhelmed and the rock is higher than I am that there is a stretching, or there is a growth process where my dad didn't just say and throw me up on top. There were times my dad had to carry me. But a lot of times my dad would just say, "Let me give you a little bit of a boost, but you need to work for it." And the idea is this, is that God will never leave us alone. He will never leave us nor forsake us. But He is doing what is best for us. So when we have an overwhelmed heart, God is going to, our prayer ought to be, "Lead me to the rock that is higher than I," but not without understanding that God is stretching us. He is allowing this to happen for a reason. So don't just say, "I just can't do this anymore. I don't want to grow. I don't want to whatever, and I'm just going to leave this happen." God allowed it for a reason. Now, we don't know what that is at the present time, but God allowed it for a reason. So then, our response ought to be, "God, you're going to stretch me. You're going to use me. You're going to mold me. You're going to make me. But lead me. You lead me. You're the one. Put me on your shoulders. Put me on your back. Help me to just stretch a little bit, whatever you need to do, so that I am led to the rock that is higher than I am, because that's where I need to go when my heart is overwhelmed." I love you. Miss Brittany loves you. Staff here at Harmony love you. And if you ever need us, we're here. But we will never be able to love you as much as Christ does. So when your heart is overwhelmed, go to Him.